All right, my 11th graders, hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are staying safe. Welcome to your third Algebra and Trigonometry class. This topic for today is actually area of a sector. Now, let me explain what that is real quick, but before I do that, let me remind you, at the end of this video, I am going to leave a couple of exercises assigned. You're going to email me those exercises along with the exercises from the previous class, all right? In the virtual classroom, we're going to have the opportunity to clarify some doubts and whatever it is that you might be thinking. So again, today's topic, I am actually going to discuss the example number 9 on page 434, as well as the checkpoint. To kind of recap real quick, the area of a sector of a circle is actually how I would calculate the area, not of the entire circle, which is a full rotation, but rather half a rotation. Now, the area of a circle, or one of the formulas, is actually 2 times pi multiplied by the radius, right? Or the arc length, which is pretty much the same formula as we learned in our previous video. But when we're talking about half of a rotation, well, then that's actually the area of a sector, which changes the formula slightly, not too much, but it changes it. And the formula that we're going to be working with today is actually area equals 1/2 of the radius squared multiplied by z, where z is in radians. Now, I know this sounds really complicated, but it's quite simple, so let's just go straight into the content. This is example number 9 on page 434 of your textbook, so you can go and back to your book and review it if you have any doubts on it. It says a sprinkler on a golf course fairway sprays water over a distance of 70 feet and rotates through an angle of 120 degrees. Find the area of the fairway watered by the sprinkler. Now, a sprinkler, or these kinds of sprinkler, don't necessarily do a full rotation, but they do a half a rotation. So we're actually going to use this formula real quick. But we do have some issues. Now, the first thing you want to do is write down the information that you already have and then work from there. They give me the distance, which in reality is the radius, which is 70 feet, okay? And I have that. And I actually have the angle, but I have it in degrees. And I don't want to go I don't want my angle in degrees. I actually want my angle in radians. So you're going to change. And how are you going to do that? By using the formula pi over 180. By the way, the online quiz is still available. If you haven't done it, you have until Friday, which has to do with degrees and radians to degrees. Anyway, you have 120 degrees, and you're going to multiply that by pi over 180 to turn it into radians, which means 120 times pi is 120 pi over 180. And again, guys, you don't have to write all of this. I'm doing it just so you guys know where the numbers are coming from, but you can do that mentally. Then you have 120 and 180, and you're going to reduce the fraction by 60, and that's going to actually lead me to my answer is 120 divided by 60 is 2. I pass over the pi sign. 180 divided by 60 is 3, so that'd be 2 pi over 3. Now that I have my answer in radians, what I'm going to do is plug them into the formula. The formula is A equals 1/2 of the radius, which is actually 70 feet squared. You want to include the units, times the angle, which is actually 2 pi over 3. Now, you want to use a calculator for this. Okay, because the way your book is actually presenting you the answers is with the use of a calculator. So what you're going to do is you're going to multiply 70 times 70, which is 4,900. Multiply 4,900 times 2. Then that answer multiplied by pi divided over 3. And either multiply your final answer by 0.5 or divide them by 2. It doesn't matter. It's the same. And your answer is going to be that A is approximately 5,131 square feet. Now, why square feet? Because when you multiply 70 times 70, you're also multiplying feet times feet. So that's it for example number 9. Take a look at it real quick. Again, I got this answer by multiplying 70 squared, which is 70 times 70, multiplying that number by 2, multiplying that by pi, dividing it by 3, and then dividing your final answer by 2, and that's where I get the 5,131 feet squared from. Now we're going to go actually to the checkpoint. Now, I already started or did the exercise before recording the video, and it's kind of like to save up some time. and not have you guys actually go straight to work. Anyway, the checkpoint on page 434 says a sprinkler, let me move to this side, a sprinkler sprays water over a distance of 40 feet and rotates 80 degrees. It says find the area watered by the sprinkler. So we have, again, the information that we have is the radius, which is 40 feet, and we have the angle, which is 80 degrees. So just like I did before, I want to take the 80 degrees and I want to actually turn it into radians by multiplying by pi over 180. So 80 times pi is 80 pi, and now I can reduce this fraction by 20. And 80 divided by 20 is 4. I pass on the pi sign. 180 divided by 20 is 9. So that's actually 4 pi over 9. Then I plug them into the formula. A equals 1/2 of 40. Remember, 40 feet squared times 4 pi over 9. Now 40 times 40 is 1,600. You multiply that by 4, which is 6,400. Multiply that by pi. Divide that answer by 9, and then when you get that answer, you can either divide it by 2 or multiply it by 0.5. It's the same thing. And what that's going to give me at the end is approximately 1,117 square feet. So very simple, guys. Nothing out of the ordinary. Nothing too complicated. Just formulas and plugging them in. Once again, 80. I turn 80 degrees into radians. 80 times pi is 80 pi. Over 180, I reduce the fraction by 20. 80 divided by 20 is 4. 180 divided by 20 is 9. Then I plug them into the formula in 1/2 of 40 squared times 4 pi over 9. And my final answer is 1,117 square feet. Guys, that's it. That's the end of the section. That means that when I upload the next video sometime next week, it's actually going to be the next section. So what are you going to do now? Well, now that you've seen the examples, now that you've seen my pretty face, you know my face is pretty and you've been missing it, you're going to go to page 434, and actually you're going to do exercises 97 through 99. So again, if you want to consult these examples, this is on page 431 of your textbook, example number 9, and then you can see what I did here, and then you're going to go to page 434 and answer problems 97 through 99. So guys, this is it for your third algebra and trigonometry class. Stay safe, and this is your favorite teacher, even though you don't want to say it, your favorite teacher signing out. So stay safe, and I'll see you guys soon.